Okay, that was stupid. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I say hey a lot. Anyway, so I started watching Game of Thrones yesterday because I am a big fantasy nerd, and it's taken me a really long time to watch it because of this little thing called college. But anyway, I'm done now. So I was on Tumblr, and a thing came up on my dashboard, and it was like a little gif of like, I don't know, someone kissing, and they were like, I promise to love you if you love me, and I was like, that's adorable. What is this from? So I typed in the phrase, and it was like Game of Thrones, and I was like, let's do it. And I started watching it. And I've decided that at least 60% of the characters on that show are complete jackasses. Like, seriously, they're just douchebags. Anyway, so I want to record my thoughts on this in case I'm only on the 3rd episode, so in case my opinions change later on, I will have recorded them. Anyway, okay, so let's start with pending jackasses. Not really sure about, what is his name, Tyrion? Oh god, I should have a list of characters up here. I just feel like an ass face. Anyway, the dwarf that is Jaime's brother. Can't really decide if he's a jackass or not. He kind of seems to have no purpose in life besides fucking people and messing with people's lives. Yeah, so he's a pending jackass, but well, jury's still out. We'll see if I hate him in a little bit. Catelyn? Because I call her Cat. She's not a big fan of Jon Snow, who I love. And I know that's because he's a bastard, but because she mentioned this when Bran was like recovering in his bed and he was in a coma or whatever, and Ned came up and she was like, last time you left, you came back with some woman's child. And I was like, I totally understand that you'd be pissed at him for that, but you don't have to be pissed at the child. It's like in Harry Potter when Snape is pissed at Harry because James stole Lily from him, and I'm like, dude, come on. That's not a good enough reason to have a grudge over someone. And she's like, get out, when he's trying to talk to Bran. I'm like, you little loser, just calm your shit. It'll be fine. Anyway, so those are the two. They're kind of pending. I'm sure there's a lot other ones that are pending that I haven't met yet, but we'll save them for later. Anyway, absolute jackasses. Jaime, what the absolute fuck? Seriously? Okay. You're having sex with your sister, which is fine. I mean, it's consensual, whatever, but she's married. Also, you're having anal sex with your sister, which that cannot feel good. I'm sorry, why don't people just have the normal facing sex? That seems pleasurable. It worked for Daenerys and Khal. Anyway, though, question, if anyone knows the answer to this, that'd be great. Do you get pregnant from anal sex? Like, is that an old-timey thing that prevents children? Because then they wouldn't want to do it if they're having an incestuous relationship. One, because then they know she gets pregnant and she hasn't had sex with her husband. Also, the baby might look kind of weird. Anyway, so we'll see. We'll see if they explain that. Or I can just look it up, but I don't feel like looking it up. Also, so he's an asshat for that. Also, okay, when a 10-year-old sees you having sex with your sister, is your first reaction to kill him? Really? You could just be like, it's not what it looks, well, actually, it's not what it looks like. We're naked. It's not really a big deal. Sorry, rethink this. But no, he could talk to him, be like, don't say anything, and who's gonna believe the little 10-year-old kid? Like, he's gonna be like, oh, the Lannister brother and sister, they're having sex. And they'll be like, little 10-year-old child, we don't believe you. So I feel like they would believe him for that, or they would believe Jaime. Anyway, also Cersei is kind of a jackass. For everything. Yes, I don't like her. Also Robert just, I don't understand him. He just seems kind of like an imp. He's an imp. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, Jaime is really, I just want to strangle him. He's just a douche. He reminds me of the prince guy in Shrek, except for a lot worse. I mean, they look kind of the same, but the prince didn't have a sister in Shrek. I don't know. This is weird. Anyway, so those are my thoughts on Game of Thrones at this moment. As of now, my favorite character is probably Jon Snow, because he's a badass sword fighter, and he's kind of brooding, and I like brooding because I feel bad for him. Also, Tyrone, dwarf Tyrone, calls him bastard all the time. That's why I don't like him. But he's still pending because he's a decent person, and he made that little horse thing for Bronn. So, we'll see. Laura, once you finish this, watch this video, and if you want, you can make a new one about your thoughts, but still. These are my initial thoughts on the characters. I'm in the middle of episode 4 right now, so might change, but this is what's happening now.